So can everybody help me welcome Peter?
Hi, how you doing? I'm Pete Ajello. I lost 170 pounds in the last year. Actually, were my pants. They're actually shorts because I live in Florida, so it's a little bit different up here. But these are size 60. I'm now at 36. So I actually, a couple months back, I was on a TV show called The Doctors. It's sponsored by Dr. Phil, and the way this kind of happened was a strange story. I had a small, minor diabetic stroke, and my face slanted. I was about 405 pounds, and I definitely was not healthy, probably wasn't going to live much longer. What ended up happening was I went to the doctor, and they said, obviously, you got to do something here. So the first 6 weeks, I started eating some organic cookies. I lost like 50 pounds in about 6 weeks, which was something. It wasn't anything great, but it was still 50 pounds. After that, I had a couple of friends from college. I went to school at Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island, and a lot of us moved down to Florida. And a couple of my friends said, hey Pete, you can lose another 100 pounds by the first of the year, which would be a total of 150. You can cash these 2 post-dated checks for $15,000. So at the time, I couldn't even work a full day because I could barely get around. So it was kind of like a little bit of a push and an incentive. So I started on the treadmill about 7 minutes a day, and I worked my way up. I had a little bit of a cold, so just the Boston air kind of got in my lungs, but I'm okay. But I'll tell you one thing though, on the way up here, it was the first time I didn't have to pull the flight attendant aside and ask for the extended belt, and I didn't have to order a second seat, so that was kind of a fun thing. So along my journey, what happened was I basically started eating the chocolates, leave one a day, 20 minutes before each meal. And what this would do is it would basically take my cravings away from bad foods, and was also reducing my intake. And along with that, I was exercising. I was doing miles on the treadmill, and I was starting to eat a little bit less of carbohydrates. Around 4 o'clock was my less carbohydrates. That was pretty much the last. I'd have sweet potato or brown rice. And I'd go to bed a little bit hungry, but I got used to it after a while. And what I did was I had make a long story short, I had about 13 days to go and 13 pounds left. Never thought I was going to be in that position. And now it really kicked into the guys who wrote the checks. And I'm showing up at work, and there's donuts on my, thank you, John. There's jelly donuts on my table and different things, and they weren't going to let this go easily. It wasn't going to happen. These are guys from Boston that I went to school with, and I've known them for years, and they weren't going to let me off the hook that easy. They started to get nervous, and 13 pounds away from losing 150 pounds. So I came up to New Jersey to visit my mother. I figured it'd be the best thing. I haven't seen her since I lost 100 pounds. And I got off the plane in Newark Airport. I was actually stuck in the airplane because there was snow on the track there, and I was starving. The kid next to me opened up a McDonald's Happy Meal that he brought with him, and I'm looking over there, and I open my chocolates up. I eat my chocolates and drink the water. Get off the plane, and I see my mother, and she starts crying, and she says, I can't believe it, I just can't believe you've lost this weight. I said, okay, this set me into the next phase of going forward to accomplishing this goal. So I was up in New Jersey and visiting my brother in New York, and it was snowing. It's hard to work out in the snow, but luckily my brother had a treadmill in the basement. So here we go again with the chocolates. I'm on the treadmill in the basement. It's Christmas time. I'm Italian. The lasagna is cooking upstairs, the ham, the turkey. I'm downstairs in the basement eating chocolates. I'm eating chocolates, I'm drinking water, and I'm saying my prayers too. I'm saying to myself, let me get through the holidays. This has got to be the toughest thing. There's got to be a reason why this is being done to me. This is a test. And let me tell you, my mother makes really good lasagna. I could smell it, coming downstairs. But the chocolates held me over. I'd go upstairs, I'd have a little lean piece of brajol, and that was it. I'd go nice and easy to salad, that was it. I didn't eat like an animal, I made it through. When I got back down to Florida, I reached here, I had 6 pounds left, and basically I was over 6 pounds. The next day was the weigh-in, which is January 1st, And I basically I wanted to do this. It wasn't about the money anymore. You know, I felt 100% better. I dropped inches in my waist. I had a whole new lifestyle. I had this great product that I've never experienced anything. I'm losing weight. I'm maintaining the weight, and I'm basically keeping off the calories. And also the guys, you know, those last couple of days when I reached back, they were sending, you know, pizzas and chicken wings to my house every night. So, you know, I get home and the guy's standing there like this. And, you know, I had a weapon. You know, I had the chocolates. And basically, I'd be taking 2 of them now. At this point, I'm taking 2. And I'm drinking 2 bottles of water. I'm ready for it on the way home. So my neighbors became kind of fans of mine. I live on the water in Fort Lauderdale there, and they became fans. And they started cheering me on. Like, you know what? You know, you got to do this now, you know? They weren't even ordering dinner now. At this point, it was like, for many days, I was just handing out the pizzas, handing out the wings. You know, they're cheering me on. You know, I started to look at other people's food. My eyes were getting big. You know, probably wasn't the healthiest thing, but it's just something I wanted to accomplish. But the chocolates were a savior for me. They were my defense. They were my weapon. And, you know, the guys they didn't know. My friends didn't know what I was doing. They didn't know I was in the car on the way home, unraveling, you know, the things and eating them with the water. So, on New Year's Eve, I wrapped 3 garbage bags around me, and I started to run. I ran all night, okay? And I had neighbors that were drunk that were running with me, like I was Rocky. You know? They wanted me to do this so bad that I didn't really feel anything at this point. So I kept running, and I'm running until I saw the break of dawn. And in the morning, I seen some streamers, like, you know. I said, okay, that's enough. I either did it or I didn't. And my roommate's from Cambridge up here in Mass, and he said, come on, let's go. And we went up to the gym in Delray Beach. There's about 100 people at the weigh-in, all waiting for me with their hangovers. I haven't slept. So I went into the locker room, and I took my shirt off, and I said a prayer. I went out there, I got on the scale, and I weighed 248 pounds. I lost 157 pounds in 6 months. A couple days later, I received a call from the Dr. Phil show, and they say to me, you know, we want to put video cameras in your house in Fort Lauderdale. We want to see what you're eating. We want to see how you could do this. Okay, so send the cameras. So they sent all these video cameras down. So I said this should be pretty, you know, weird. This whole thing for me is just weird. I was, you know, basically on the verge of death, and now here I am with Dr. Phil sending cameras to my house. So they call me up and they say to me, you know what, forget the cameras, we want to fly you out here to Hollywood. Okay, so I go out there, I was on the show The Doctors, and they actually donated a complimentary skin surgery, because I lost so much weight that I have excess skin that hangs over my stomach. And I just had the first one done 5 weeks ago. They actually did the first part, which was liposuction of my chest. And I just got approved. Dr. Wallach has been sending me vitamins and minerals for the last 6 months, which has been helping me maintain the weight. And also, on top of it, it's been basically making me leaner. And what it did was I had to get approved for the surgery. And I only had a certain amount of time, and I just got approved 3 days ago. For in 7 weeks, yeah, in 7 weeks I'm going to have something called abdominoplasty. It's a tummy tuck, and it's done by Dr. Jason Posner in Boca Raton, Florida. And he donated it to me for extra, you know, the excess skin that hangs over. And once that's done, I'll have about a 3-month recovery, and I will be going back onto CBS in 6 months. And that's my story. Thank you very much. Thank you.